Hi, my name is Michael Robinson, President and CEO of NYStaffing Services in Microbin. The past week has been very busy for me. I attended a symposium held at the SBA in Washington, our nation's capital, hosted by Winslow Sargent, PhD, appointed by the President of the United States in the capacity of the Advocacy for Small Businesses. So Winslow was very dynamic in his ability to be able to bring to light certain issues and certain guests that touched on relevant topics dealing with the economy. Everything from the Small Business Jobs Act that the President signed into law a couple of weeks ago to investments. So I'm going to touch upon these topics this morning and give you some insight as to what the ideas were on the table. The first thing is high impact business. The idea is that high impact business will offer our economy a quick turnaround. And a high impact business is not the typical mom and pop shop. It's a business that starts out and balloons into a multi-million-dollar corporation overnight, hiring thousands of people and expanding its scope across the United States. That's a high impact business. The reality is that those types of businesses are not as common as the majority of small businesses that are in existence. We know that the majority of money earned by the government or by this country comes from small businesses. The fact is that 58% of revenues generated comes from small businesses. Most of these businesses are smaller mom and pop shops type operations that have been in existence for a long time. Some of them are not necessarily high impact businesses, but they certainly are putting a nice footprint on the economy of the United States. The third thing that was talked about was angel investors and venture capital. That's the ability to invest in major funding for companies that are in the process of looking at R&D as an option. So angel investors are quiet investors who give money to organizations that they think are lucrative, whether it's a startup or a company that has been around for a while and looking to expand its resources or its market share. And of course, venture capital, everybody knows what that is. When the government takes money from pension plans and gives that money to a potential business that has the viability of becoming a major player in the economic realm. The other topic that was talked about was high employment and low growth rate. And of course, as everybody knows, and we've all been talking about this, the fact is that jobs are scarce, and jobs, even though they're coming back slowly into the economy, it isn't as quick to compensate for all the losses that we have incurred in the past year. So that is a major concern, and there were a lot of discussion about that and what we should do as a country in order to stimulate the growth of the economy. The idea that we should be looking at research and development of products and services to stimulate not only growth within the economy, but develop new product lines and new sources of revenue for our US economy that is not in existence at the moment. We are the developers of the internet. We've developed a lot of wonderful products and services, but the reality is that of late, a lot of other countries are catching up on us, and we need to step up our game, and we need to find ways in which we can become competitive in the marketplace once more. The other issue that we talked about was lending. As you know, if any of you own small businesses, getting money from a bank oftentimes is very challenging for small business owners. You have to go through hoops and jumps, and oftentimes you're denied access to funds. The SBA guarantees that if you were to go as a small business owner to a smaller bank, not the big commercial banks, but a smaller commercial bank, with net worth of under $1 billion, your likelihood of getting a loan from these smaller enterprises would be greater. So I'm encouraging you, those of you who are looking for loans, those of you who are looking for help with your business in terms of financial help, go to the smaller commercial bank in your neighborhood versus going to the larger corporations, because it would be better for you. It would be a better bang for your buck, so to speak, and less aggravation and headaches. So that would be something to keep in mind. The other thing that you have to remember is that the SBA is there to support small businesses. And with the Office of Advocacy in place, you could always call if you're having a problem getting loans from banks and say, hey, you know, I'm having a problem getting a loan from XYZ. I've been in business for 5-6 years. I have you know, this level of collateral or these types of revenue streams. And the SBA would intervene on your behalf. And that is the purpose of the Department of Advocacy, is to provide you with a voice, not only to government, but also to the community in terms of getting resources on your side. So those were the basic topics that we discussed, and I think that they were relevant to what is happening in our economy. And I hope that this has been helpful to you. Please feel free to ask any questions, and I look forward to your comments. Thank you.